when I can get Lyndon to work well, let's try it now.
could do
Want
it
to see
later.
it? Want to see it now?
In
Jesus
Vegas.
Christ. You still haven't shaven since last week. It's
I
unfucking
know.
believable.
You know, the
Jesus.
ladies have told me they look good, distinguished. With
What
my
ladies? What, your mother? Here.
No,
Dave
my mother
Linden.
wants me to shave.
Get it started, Dave Linden. Shut up, Dredd.
Hey, Fatfish heads. It's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms, Fatfish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the open seas. Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fatfish brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
Unbelievable.
Voila!
That was fantastic.
Fantastic.
You're back to the old guy that I know and love. By the way, you know this is show number 90. Can you believe that?
Yes, it is. 90. Yes.
90, yeah.
90.
Yeah, it's crazy,
You got a family member in your 90 that's 90. I would love to live to be 90. Doing this with you, I got maybe 2 more years left, and then you could write the fucking obituary.
That's true.
What's going on, man? What's going on with you?
By the way, sadly, Cloudwater, I don't know where they are and what they're doing, but we're going to find all sorts of sponsors. You know that, right?
They stopped sending me. I sent a letter to those guys. Thank you very much for your product. We still love it.
Yeah.
But maybe you know what? They're everywhere. They're in Trader Joe's. I see them at Albertsons. So they're doing good.
Yeah.
And whether or not we help them, we're nice. They threw us some guilt a little bit, but they didn't. But you know what?
Yeah.
That's doing a good deed.
Right. Exactly.
You did a good deed. You sent. We shout out Keith Berman, and I saw that you sent him one of our gear, some of our bling. He's so excited about that. He's going to wear it, take a picture, put it on. He's going to wear it to his sessions, and hey.
That's fantastic. He is, I've talked about people that fight, deadly diseases are heroes. They really are. They're heroes, man. I mean, I have a buddy and 2 buddies who are fighting it now, and it's absolutely incredible what they have to go through, with their sessions and, the side effects and all that stuff. It's just, everybody who has cancer, Fatfish sends prayers and love. 2025, you're going to be in remission forever. God bless you. It's just, I've never understood cancer. I've asked people in my lift car, and they say mutation. We don't know this strain, that strain. But God, man, it's been around so long, right?
Yeah, well, look, there's 6 degrees of separation. It's not like you said. Even if you have no one in your family, which is not going to happen, but you have a friend, someone, that's touched your heart that is battling this. I once remember asking my mom when she was alive, Mom, why do we believe in God? Why would God give my grandfather cancer? And my mother said something that Morgan Freeman stole in the goddamn movie Deep Impact. She said, honey, God hears every prayer, even if sometimes the answer is no.
Wow. Yes. Morgan Freeman, the best.
Yeah. Well, that was about an asteroid coming.
Yeah. And then there was another, and then Clint Eastwood, I think, didn't he say something like deserve has nothing to do with it? Remember? Or
The Unforgiven.
Unforgiven, right. That's
remember Gene Hackman? Gene Hackman goes, I deserve to build this house. Deserves, you have nothing to do with it. Click.
Right. By the way, Gene Hackman's 94 and he lives, he's my favorite dramatic actor of all time. He lives in New Mexico, 94, rides his bike. He dropped out of show business 20 years ago. What an actor. Wow. What a guy. I heard he's really a nice guy on the set and stuff.
If I had a name, I could name off films. Obviously, Hoosiers is his most famous, just a feel-good film. But remember he did a movie called in 1983 called Uncommon Valor, where he goes back to Vietnam to find his son.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and God, it was just a nice cast in that. And he's just everything. The Conversation, where he plays this psycho clarinet player that thinks everyone's out to get him in conspiracy theories, French Connection. You can go through all of this stuff, but go see this. you are, like I said, you're the guru of the industry, and I tried to turn people on to films that came way back in the past.
Right.
1972, a film came out called Scarecrow. It was his
Oh,
first film. 1971 with Al Pacino, and they played two drifters
yeah.
that try to open a car wash. That's all I'll say.
Okay. All right.
Insane movie. Al Pacino looked like he's 12
Yeah.
before The Godfather, and Hackman actually has hair, so he looks good.
Yeah. I should say it right there. Oh my God. Do you have a photographic memory? Because somebody asked me
Yeah,
that.
I do.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a photographic memory. I work on things with my memory because I don't want to jinx it. But
Right.
unfortunately,
You're,
I think I would rather. My dad passed of cancer. I make a long story short. But he said to me, I would rather be in pain and die of cancer than die of what most people in my family have had dementia and Alzheimer's. I don't want to ever go through that. So I read up on everything I can, literature wise, and just it's a look at Bruce Willis. It's insane. Insanity. The guys,
Yeah, he's a major star with gobs of money, and he gets dementia. I mean, it's like you never know.
Do you have anybody in your family? Is anyone of your elders or cousins suffer from it?
No, thank God, no.
That's
God.
great.
Yeah, no, but every day's a gift. You never know what happens tomorrow. That's what my dad said, live every day full. And if you have a bad day today, clean slate tomorrow. That's how I live my life,
You say that every show, and that's the one thing I love that you say every show.
I'm going to probably say it for the next 1,000 shows because, we have new viewers all the time. If somebody hears that and it helps them, my job is done, so.
Well, this is the holiday season. This is our Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you choose to. I'm not a religious guy, never have been.
Right.
But I don't believe that you need a time of the year to give presents. I said this on a past podcast. I said it when after the podcast after we did Tony Orlando. You and I got into it about it, and I said, Brad, you're great at giving gifts all the time. You're giving. Why do I have to? I think. I'm going to get pissed a lot of people off. I think some of these holidays are government generated to stimulate the economy for the end of the year. I mean, why can't you make Christmas in April?
I totally agree. And by the way,
I know it's celebrating Jesus' birth, and for all look, very much into the Christianity and our followers. And I study a lot of religion. This is what I do. You ask, what do you do for? I've read the Quran. Not kidding.
Really?
Very much on Jesus and obviously Judaism and stuff like that, because I want to understand why people hate so much. Why? Because all religion, we'll talk about it. I want your take on it. It's all man-made, and I've heard anti-Semitic remarks, and I said, what do you mean Jews killed Jesus? He had to die for him to come back so you could worship him. If he didn't die, he'd still be a Jew, right?
Yep. I totally
Even the Old
agree.
Testament says that. So I study a lot of religion, and it's amazing how every religion preaches love, and it preaches good things for other people. But what are these bastardized parts of these religion come out to become so hideous and become so fundamental? I don't get it. You?
I just want peace on earth, and unfortunately, I've talked to some people about this. It probably will never happen because of the generations and generations, like Israelis and the Palestinians and terrorist groups, and then what's the other one? I mean, every religion has a thing, and then they have the hate behind it. It's a business. It's sad. I read up on Hamas and Hezbollah. Basically, a guy is working at McDonald's, and then all of a sudden, hey, I got a new job for you, and basically hate Jews, and they will pay you. I mean, that's basically what they don't do anything else. Guy doesn't work at McDonald's anymore. The Hamas guy or the Hezbollah guy. So it's so sad. All people are like, Ukraine war, Israeli war. You know what? You know how many soldiers have died?
How about civilians?
Out there and fight. I'm sorry.
How about civilians? More civilians have died.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Innocent kids.
Yeah.
In Gaza. Oh my God.
Well, that's what my thing with God was. And I said, Mom, I believe in God because they have to have someone to pray to. I want to ask you if you ever felt this, but what God would want wars? We've had wars ever since the beginning of time, man. What's the difference between, I'm going to get philosophical with you and you'll agree because we both love our dogs. The difference between animals and humans is humans have the capability to reason. And in the reasoning, the thought process, we have anger and we have hate. And I don't understand wars. And it's just crazy. Name a time in your life. You're 38 years old. Name a time in your life that there wasn't a war.
I'm 37.
Can't.
I'm 37. Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's wars all the time. And wars are money. They got to, the guns, the ammunition, everything. I mean, why did George W. Bush go into Iraq? They didn't find any weapons, right? They found nothing. But all those people died. And, on our side, Iraq side, just innocent people for what? Nothing.
I read Norman Schwarzkopf's book, and in the book he quotes
Norman.
Oh, he was great. What a fucking hero.
Yeah.
And he said he called President Bush on the red line, and he said we have the chicken, and it's 50 clicks away. Should we cut off its head? And he had Saddam Hussein in his sights, and Bush said, "quote No, keeping him alive is business." Exactly what you just said.
Wow.
Because if you take him out. You remember, you were alive during, we're talking about Desert Storm, what happened in 1990, and we just crushed Iraq. And we were the leaders of the United Nations, and President Bush could do no wrong. And he just a phenomenal display of American and allied presence. But they kept, back in the day, you always kill if you can find Hitler, you're going to kill him. It's
exactly
crazy.
He took his own life because he's a fucking coward. But, exactly.
It's business. You're right.
Exactly. It's business. And it's so sad because lives are lost for no reason, like Vietnam. What the I go to a unbelievable nail salon called Nature's Nails in Beverly Hills with my mom and my dad. Oh my God, all these wonderful people from Vietnam. Do you get manicures and pedicures, Fish?
Yeah, we talked about that. Of course. You see me manscape. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's true.
I get a nose hair. I get a.
You don't do it yourself.
I have to take a pill.
Do you do it yourself? Do you do it yourself?
No, I go get a mani and pedi.
Good,
I go to a salon that's Vietnamese, and it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
She takes care of me, and she does my wife. I get it done. I get it done Mickey Rourke style.
Yeah, I
you
want
get it done Mickey Rourke style.
Yeah, are you still talking? I want to shout out to Long Tran. He's the man. That's all I got to say. Long Tran is the man because he's been taking care of my family for years. And I'm going to tell you, everybody out there says, "Oh, you get a manicure, pedicure. That's, this and that." I go, it's the most relaxing thing. And there's all these hot chicks there when I get it, and I goof on everybody. So it's a great experience. Everybody should get a manicure, pedicure just once. You'll be back.
Well,
thank you in the morning.
I work with my hands. I'm a bartender. If I'm serving you a drink, you want to see gritty, construction nails in there.
You work your hands for other things too. I heard on the street.
Yeah. Well, that's I have to have them soft, buddy. I have to have them.
That's soft. In the shower. That's after the manscaping.
Long Tran is the guy's name.
Tran.
That's a lot of subliminal.
No, this guy is the best. Him and his wife work there. They're so sweet. One does my nails. One does, and his wife does my nails while he does my feet and foot massage. My dad goes. He goes, "No, don't spend the money." So I go, "Dad, you're going. Let's go." And this is how he is when I look over at his chair. Because
I used to go to a place, of course. I go to a place off of.
Still talking? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, because you know what? We're a second delay.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So you stop, I'll stop.
What are you saying, buddy? Go ahead.
There's a place off of, it was there, it's in the valley in Studio City off of Whitsett and Ventura Boulevard. Well, I'll sit with my feet in the tank. They're doing my nails. A girl is actually shaving me with the towels, and another one's giving me a fork.
No, you had 4 people on you?
4 people on me. It was phenomenal.
Oh gosh,
and they're all talking to each other in Vietnamese. They're talking shit about me.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
or they think I'm maybe they think I'm cute.
Remember? No, they didn't. No, I was there. I was watching.
They're talking shit about me.
Did you ever see the Seinfeld when they were talking Vietnamese in the nail salon? And George goes, "What are they talking about? Are they talking about me?" Oh, it was so. That's the greatest thing about being funny, is people can relate to your jokes. That's the hook, and you don't have that, but I do. But
Seinfeld. Seinfeld was so cutting edge, and you were on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Larry David, for our audience, created Seinfeld. There's a one Seinfeld episode that they were insinuating about going down on a woman, and George is saying to Jerry, he goes, "You ever know when you're with a girl? I can't do. You could do him better than I do, Costanza." But he goes, "You ever know when you're with the girl and she gives you that tap on the shoulder?" And Jerry goes, "Well, that means you're done."
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man,
Seinfeld was way ahead of its time.
Oh.
Remember, I don't know if people know this about Seinfeld, but they only did 6 episodes. NBC did 6, and they said,
"Really?
Only 6. Usually they do, the pilot, and then they do 22. They only did 6, and they're saying, I don't know about this. Same thing with Shark Tank. I don't know about this. All right, I'll bring it back. And Shark Tank's now on, I think it's in its 16th year, and Seinfeld went 9. You know why Seinfeld went 9? Because at Radford Studios in Studio City, Larry David left at season 7. Jerry did it for 2 more years. They did stage 9, Radford Studios, and they went 9 seasons. So Jerry's into numerology, which I am too, and that's why they only went 9. And Jerry said, and Larry said, we're never bringing it back. They tried to reboot, because they reboot everything. So.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's so that you just gave me so. Larry David did the first 7 seasons, and then Jerry Seinfeld was the executive producer and showrunner, creator of the last 2.
Right. I mean, they promoted other people, but again, they only went 9, and you could tell the last 2 are not great. They're like the finale. Did you see the finale? It was terrible.
I did see the finale.
I love the finale of Curb. That was fantastic.
That was you can't compare. We talked about Taylor Sheridan, who's the Stephen King of everything right now, Yellowstones. You can't compare the comedy writing of Larry David. He's just what was the 2 guys that wrote screenplay books? Sid Field and Bill McKee. They were guys. Larry David. Well, there was that old saying, "If you can't do, teach." Well, Larry David writes books, and he doesn't. It's like, it's amazing how well what Larry David let you guys do with the improv. I've never heard anything like that.
Oh.
This is the scene. Brad, you're coming to my house. You're the roofer, and you're gonna come to my house and
knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to give away. I'm trying to get that from you to get the MP4 so I can show it, because you can only show videos for less than 10 minutes on StreamYard. That's less than 10 minutes. Phenomenal that you guys come up with that.
It was. I'll tell you, I still get so much love on social about my performance. It's so humbling, because I was there for 3 days, and I was like pinching myself. It was during COVID. And I'm like, is this really it's kind of like the same thing when I was in the first Mel Brooks film, Life Stinks. It was just him and I in the scene. When you work with your heroes, man, it's unbelievable. I work with John Candy. I've worked with some of the great Dennis Franz, NYPD Blue.
What happened to him?
Is
he retired?
So I did 5 episodes of NYPD Blue, a couple of different characters. And I was walking with him to the trailers, and I said, so Dennis, what's going on, buddy? He goes, I'm just waiting for the bubble to burst, and you'll never see me again. I go, excuse me? He goes, my daughters and my wife gave me the opportunity to do this, and I'm going to take care of them and be with them and support them for the rest of my life. Dennis Franz in the pilot, this is crazy. I think I might have talked about this. You'll know, because you're, great at memory and yelling and screaming at me. But I was in the pilot. I was the bartender. So I worked at 20th Century Fox. I was in the commissary. I left the commissary to do my part in the NYPD Blue pilot in 1991. And in the scene, I'm the bartender, Mac. I'm Fish, going back and forth. Hey, Mac, give me another shot. Well, David Caruso had all the lines. He had 2 pages of dialogue, okay? So he was flubbing and flubbing, as we all do. No one nails it the first take. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and I'm looking at Dennis, I'm pouring him he takes the stool at the bar, and he throws it against the back wall as hard as he could, and he missed Amy Brenneman's head by this much. I swear, right? Greg Hoblet, the director, comes out and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" He goes, "I'm a Shakespearean actor. I need to get the whole 2 pages." And Dennis looks at me and goes, "Stay in character, Brad. I got this, motherfucker. Don't worry about it." Oh my God. It was like my first huge part. And I'm looking at him, go, "Dennis, I got you, man. Sipowicz, I got you, brother." And he was like, Dennis Franz taught me so much about being an actor, being on your mark, knowing your everything. But if you flub, you flub, right? It's called it's post-production. They make you look great.
Your boy, well, 2 things. Dennis Franz is famous for what in NYPD do? What was he famous for?
His tush. His tush. Shower.
He's the first guy. He's taking a shower, and you see this big fat ass naked, and it's a shower scene. He brings there's a pretty actress that he was making love to. That lucky bastard,
Well, by the way, Stephen Bochco and David Milch created the show, and I used to wait on them in the commissary, and they go, "Hey, Brad, I think we got something for you." I go, "What?" He goes, "NYPD Blue. Our secretary will call you." And I go, "What?" I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. And Stephen Bochco, God rest his soul, and he died of cancer too. And what a man, just a great guy. And David Milch, I still see. Go down and have lunch with him and his wife, Rita. They're the salt of the earth, man. In our business, look, there's David Caruso's, and then there's Stephen Bochco's and David Milch's. I mean,
there's more of those. There's more good people in your business. One thing we brought this up on many podcasts ago, but one thing you brought up about actors, I love what you do. You entertain, and we think 2025 is going to be a boom. But I believe your boy George Clooney said it was either George Clooney. I don't want to quote Harrison Ford said we correlate a lot with athletes. Mm-hmm. We recognize what they do. No, like you just said, if you fuck up a line on a set, you say cut. When, God forbid, Josh Allen throws interception, they can't say cut, do it again.
You're right. Exactly.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to throw that ball to the Jets, so... hey, real quick, get a quick. I only got a couple of memes. One's you're gonna love. Check this out. I got Italian, but this is great. You never leave this house. That's an Italian Christmas tree. You know what that is?
I'm sleeping over for life. For
life. That's a pizza Christmas tree. How cool is that?
That is so. I'll tell you. I loved seeing the trees. Did you see the one at Rockefeller Center this year?
I get off on that. I love that. Oh, it's just I get into the season. I like going on to houses in the neighborhood, looking at the lights.
Yeah.
I like the festivity. Yeah. I like the beauty of what the season is, and it's giving. I just think we should, like I said earlier, we should give all time. Check this out. The Raiders are watching, okay? And I got a few people. So I said, I'm going to go old school because I got your favorite guy.
Just win, baby. Just win. Baby.
This is you and me working for the Raiders, okay? I'll be one guy, you be the other. Tell me who these 2 people are. This is not photoshopped.
Chris Farley and Chris Rock.
Right. They were doing a Saturday Night Live in their dresses. Raider fans.
That's funny.
When the Raiders were living in LA in the 80s, that's when, or in the 90s also. How cool is that? I'll be Chris Rock, okay?
Okay. I'll be
you be Farley.
Farley man. By the way, just a couple of days ago, Chris Farley has been gone for 27 years. I miss the guy. I never met him, but my writing partner, Sean White, he met him many times. One of the nicest guys. And the problem was he didn't love himself. Everybody loved him, but he never loved himself. No matter what shape and size and the way you look at Fish. Oy, Gavalt.
Well, you probably got fucking great, man.
Oy vey, yeah. Oh yeah.
You do the oy vey. You do all that stupid talk.
Who's the girl who that famous picture of the woman? She's working on a plane, and she does this. You always do this. I don't know what the hell fuck
that's
that
a
means.
muscle. I got muscles.
Oh, I always say.
I work out. I do my push-ups, my sit-ups. Chris Farley was.
What happened with your face and your glasses? What's going on there? Yeah, there it is. Yes.
I just had sex Grunny style with my wife this morning. You know, Conan O'Brien, I wish he's still doing, I wish he
Love
was
him.
still doing late
Love
night.
him.
He gave the greatest testimonial of the fall. He talked about that. I read that on the internet. And he goes, of all the guests I had, he was the most fun to have on. The crew loved him. I would say when you come on, let's talk about Tommy Boy or the next film you're doing. He never talked about it, but we were all on the ground in commercials. He would go, he would do it. You're a warm-up guy. During commercials, he'd go out and start talking to people.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
he would sit in this guy's lap and he goes, "Am I too fat for it?" He goes, "Yeah." And it was just, you know, you lose people like that, and who just had that were just. You're right. He didn't love himself, and one thing about Chris Farley, I found out and reading up on him, he never thought he was talented.
Yeah, no.
Do you ever find that? Do you know people like that, Brad, that just they question their talent and they're the most talented people on the planet? Not you, but
not me. No, of course not. No.
Farley.
The most humble people are Sandler, and I told you, Carrot Top, Scott Thompson. These guys, they can't believe where they are. You know, they thank their audience all the time. They say, "Thank you for letting me live my dream every day." You know, and that's what it's all about. When you are not humble and grateful and blessed, you're done. Eventually, karma's going to get you, and you're done. I mean, I've been on sets. You know, people have screamed at me. Other actors have screamed at me and screamed here, screamed there. Remember Christian Bale? You're in my eye line. Get the fuck out of the way. It was the craft service guy walking by. You know, they're crazy. You know, I guess you got to be a little crazy to be an actor.
You could be nice. Yeah.
Listen, you haven't been on sets like I have.
No, I haven't been on sets, but you can still be nice. You can still be nice. You're, like you said, it's a privilege and an honor, and you're lucky. I mean, there's like what did I find out? There's like 320,000 scripts that are registered at the WGA every year. There's 200 that are made. How many auditions do you go on? How many acting? There's maybe 200 films made. How many shows are there? And there's tons of. Again, give me the stats. How many members of SAG don't work? Give me the percentage.
Only
on a regular basis.
Maybe 5 to 7% work. And by the way, now it's less because big time actors are going out on guest star roles because there's no work. Because these studio execs, Bob Iger and all the merry men and this one woman, they ruined it. The last strike, they ruined it. It's just horrible.
Well, there'll be more work.
It'll eventually come back, but I don't think it'll ever be back like it used to be. So.
I hope it is. Yeah. So let's stay in a Christmas theme.
Just before you say that, I want to tell our audience we were supposed to have on last week little Zeke Unger, bail bondsman, bodyguard, private eye, but he had to be called away to find somebody. Okay, bounty hunter. So he's going to come on later in 2024 or 2025 for sure. And then where's JB? My man.
Yeah, he's what he does for a living is he's a project manager of big projects, construction. Okay. He got called away to San Francisco at the last minute, so I wanted to get him on because the NFL play. We're gonna talk some football and basketball in a minute, but I want to stay in this holiday thing with you because we got a good vibe and a good energy. What's your favorite Christmas movie? They say Die Hard is the #1 Christmas movie. You want me?
Yeah, two of my favorite holiday movies. Let's just say that. Die Hard, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Well, that's not Christmas. That's Thanksgiving.
No. I said holiday. Are you listening to me?
Well, I asked you about that's what you do. Yeah, you always go to John Candy.
Movies. That's a Thanksgiving movie with John Candy and Steve Martin and Bruce Willis. It's all about, the Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza.
I'll tell you my favorite. Die Hard's up there because it was such a brilliant film. Okay. But I'll tell you my favorite one, and I got a little caption on it too. And when you see this, you'll say, "Oh my fucking God, Eric, that was such a great movie."
It's like Annie. Okay, go ahead.
I let Molly bark. Molly, bark all you want.
Annie, stop. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, she probably sees the chicken nuggets in front of you.
No, somebody's outside the door doing some nonsense.
So check this out. Remember this movie?
Yeah.
People are busy arguing about Die Hard being a Christmas movie. They also forgot Trading Places is also a Christmas movie. It was during Christmas.
That's right.
What funny.
Aykroyd and Murphy. Oh, was that great?
1983. So
Jesus.
you weren't born yet, but I was. And
you were at Mom's Saloon, right?
yeah, brilliant film. I mean, when that's the first another one. When Jamie Lee Curtis showed her tits, I think everyone started becoming Pee Wee Herman in that theater.
Unbelievable. Oh, Pee Wee, we love you, man. We miss you.
That was such a brilliant script. I mean, oh my God, and it was so good. And we need movies. We need you to start. We need movies back like that again. You know, it's like
there's a movie going to be made hopefully in 2025.
That's a horror film.
Shut up. You're okay. I just recast your part. You're out.
Good.
You're out of slices. You're done.
I don't care about slices. I care about this podcast. Slices.
Get out of
Slice
here.
me out. Hey, you want to see where Slices is? Brett, here's Slices right here.
God, I want that Christmas tree. You know when they put the Christmas tree outside for the garbage man? I'm going to be the garbage man coming by, put it in my private car. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we need more stories, but hey, good box office with I heard a great review. I can't wait to see it. Damn it, the Bob Dylan one with Timothy Chalamet. It's getting Variety gave it a 10. It's that good.
What's the movie?
Timothy Chalamet is the #1 guy out there. He just did the Dune movies.
Right.
Oh, he did Wonka, and now he plays Bob Dylan, and he does his own singing.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's called An Uncharted Territory. If I'm not, I don't. If I can't go on my phone, so I'm doing a podcast from this phone. But there are movies out there that are coming.
You're not on your computer. You're on your phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Well, it doesn't look better than me, but you look good, man. Wow, it's amazing. Steve Jobs created the iPhone, and that's another thing. You know, he passed away from cancer, and he was a genius. He was a billionaire, and all the money in the world couldn't save him because he went holistic, not conventional. He had a kidney transplant, and the guy, it was like Einstein, this guy, right? I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, money, yeah. He went to space. He did everything he could to try and beat cancer, and it got you.
Exactly.
Speaking about holistic, I just got done watching, and I know you can't stand this guy, but I had to watch it because I had to see. I have a hard time with family members and people that are. The biggest thing I learned in therapy is narcissism is the one thing that's the most hardest for therapists to deal with, because when you're so in love with yourself and you have to see yourself and post pictures of yourself constantly, talk about yourself, there's no hope for you. Aaron Rodgers,
a lot of people like that in show business. Yeah,
I know. Well, Aaron Rodgers just put out a three episode thing called Enigma. You got to watch it. Wow.
Really?
Oh. Yeah. He's, as much as you can't stand this guy, he's cerebral, he's eclectic, he's a hippie, but Jesus Christ, does this guy love himself,
Oh, listen, here's the bottom line. The owner of the Jets pays him big money. Remember last season, he blew out his Achilles in the first series. That's money wasted, man. He's never going to, just like Tom Brady, he was never going to win another championship. Tommy boy, you lost the wife, you picked the football over the family.
That's I disagree with you. Let me just
finish. Let me finish.
Okay. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna talk.
Great if you stop talking. Okay. So Aaron Rodgers, right? He won 2 Super Bowls with Green Bay, I think. 2.
One.
Okay.
One.
Oh, just one. Okay, 1. And the guy, I can't stand the guy, but I saw him on Hard Knocks. They did the Jets. He was really funny, but I think he turned it on for the cameras, and he was nice and sweet to everybody. Blah blah blah. But in real life, I've heard behind the curtain, the guy's a total jerk off. Horrible. Really.
Tom Brady.
Kind of like you behind Flatfish. You're the worst. You're the worst.
Tom Brady's 42 years old. He goes to Tampa. He wins a Super Bowl. When he's 43, 44, and 45. I'm glad you brought him up. I have his stats here. When he's 43 years old, 5,235 yards, 45 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's a record. 43 years old. 44 years old, 4,900 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 10 picks. 45 years old, 51, 66, 35 touchdowns, 10 picks. His 3 best years or the later. Rodgers, as much as I can't stand him, in the last 3 games has thrown 13 touchdowns and 1 pick. I've got to get you. Fucking piss me off. It's hey, Brad, wait a minute. Yeah. Let me finish and I'll let you talk forever. I won't say another word this podcast, okay? I don't know why you put an age thing.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
That's like saying, Brad, when you're 60, you can't act anymore. Rodgers is playing very good football. I hate the Jets. I can't stand him. But why is there an age thing? What, go away with your what do you give a fuck about Tom and his family? All right?
Can I answer?
Tom and his family is none of your business.
Okay. A man named John Elway won 2 Super Bowls in a row, and then he dropped the football and walked off the field. Okay. He left winning 2 Super Bowls in a row. Okay. Let me explain something to you. Tom Brady loved football more than his wife and his kids. It's a violent fucking sport. Have you watched?
You don't know that? Oh,
yes. Are you kidding me? Have you watched the season this year? You fuck.
No.
People, I mean, blowing knees out, it's a violent sport.
They know that.
You sit home with your pants down watching the Raiders. That's safe when your beautiful wife leaves the.
Yeah, don't just keep talking bad about the Raiders, Brad. You just
you're in the man cave, buddy. Everything comes to an end, and you know what? You got to move on. New chapter in your life.
Yeah. Well, quit acting. Quit acting, buddy. You're 60 years old. Quit acting.
I want to come back, Tom. You're going to get hurt. They come
He's not coming back.
The right end, and they will clean your fucking clock.
He's not coming back, Brad.
Do you know anything about football?
I know a lot about football.
Look at your bird's nest on top of your head.
That helps cushion the helmet from concussion.
Got to be a piece. Is that
Brad? Brad, it's not for you to say. This is in their life, their DNA, their whole life.
They're
playing football since they're 8 years old.
One day, Fatfish will end.
Yeah, big deal. But I'm not. But guess what? I still love doing it. You know,
number 90 might be the last. You never know.
Okay. Thank
you. I love you like a
welcome, John Hyatt, JB, John Daly. You're all coming back. Brad, go drive your lift and do a podcast.
Please, just send me a text. I'm done. I have like 5 people that want to do podcasts with me. And you know what we say? Who's Eric Fish Snyder? In the wind, baby. Listen, we got
go do it. We talked about last week. Go do it.
I can't believe I have so much stuff going on in my life, taking care of my parents, all these projects. What do I need your fucking ass for? I don't know. Why?
Because you're an idiot. You're the fucking you're the masochist inflicting pain from me on you. You don't deserve me. You do deserve me. All I'm saying, let me finish, is you can't tell a man. I will say this. This I agree with you. Elway left number 1 because his knees were shot. Brady left intact.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
What? I can't change. You're too fucking stubborn. Look, I just gave you.
Buddy, do you think
Brady's best
Aaron
years?
Rodgers will ever make the fucking playoffs again? Be honest with me.
No. But he's still playing at a high level right now. No, I agree with you.
$1 million a year. Who cares?
Daniel, wait a minute. Kirk Cousins is the highest paid quarterback. Kirk Cousins is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL the last 8 years, $380 million.
Guess what?
1 playoff victory. He just got benched after Atlanta gave him $150 million.
I want to go back to the great Al Davis, okay? It's all about this. Just win, baby.
I know.
Win Super Bowls. We don't give a fucking shit about completions and all this shit. If you don't win, you don't make $45 million.
They make money. No, you're wrong. They get paid.
Because of the risk of injury. You know some of these old timers.
Okay. Brad, this is where I love you, but you're an idiot.
Wait, how many?
Deshaun Watson got $240 million. Hang on. I know football more than you know.
Oh, sure you do.
Okay. Deshaun Watson got $240 guaranteed. What has he ever won? Trevor Lawrence just got $58 million guaranteed. You're going to agree with me on this. The next 4 years, never had a 1 winning season. Dak Prescott, there you go. You'll know this one. $60 million guaranteed for the next 4 years, 1-5 in the playoffs. You are paying people because you have to. The market's there.
Right, I understand. That I agree.
The NFL has a great union. The union, I'll give you an analogy. It's like, Brad, whatever your scale is, if you do 3 days on Lincoln Lawyer and your scale is 1,200 a day, well,
Yeah.
guess what your scale is now? It's $7,000 a day. What?
Yeah. No. It's enough, but that's not true for just.
I'm just giving you an analogy. They get paid because
I agree.
the NFL makes $20 billion with a B.
Don't tell anybody I agree with you. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Buddy,
well, I'm glad we agree. I'm just saying, you're entitled to your opinion, but when a guy wants to play
at Chuck's Tavern in the meat company, you're amazing. You're Sam fucking Malone. Okay. I hate to admit it.
It's going to end one day.
You're one of the great bartenders, 44 years.
44 years.
Wow. That's one of my favorite numbers, by the way. Yeah, you're incredible. I see you.
I can't tell you not to continue doing your. First of all, you can continue to act. You brought up Gene Hackman. You said he retired 20 years ago.
What?
You said Hackman retired 20 years ago?
Correct.
Okay. Well, he probably still could have acted in the last 20 years. That's one thing you do. There's no age limit on. But guess what? There's no one who's ever played football past 45. This guy was an aberration, Tom Brady.
But who cares? He won 7 Super Bowls. He's the GOAT. I agree. But it's time to move on.
You want to end this conversation? Michael Jordan.
You retire right there. You retire right there. You walk off the field.
Should LeBron retire?
And that's it.
Should LeBron retire? He's 40.
Yes,
40 years old.
He should. I don't want LeBron not being LeBron. And he just talked about it. He goes, I'm not going to go on forever. I have to step away. I play with my son. It's the greatest fucking thing I've ever done. But you can't go on. I'll give you an example. Ready? Sugar Ray Leonard.
I agree. Boxing. Okay. Totally agree with boxing.
How about Mike Tyson against Jake Paul?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Hello.
I agree. Now we're gonna get boring because we agree with you.
Money. Right? Money.
But but you know what though? Michael Jordan said this, and so did Tom Brady. Michael Jordan
too, blowing out his knee with the Wizards. Yeah.
Magic Johnson said the same thing. He said, "There's no greater thrill or high in our lives." And we've made Magic said this. He owns a part on it. I made a ton of money, more money out of the sport than I did in it. But there was no greater thrill than walking onto that court and hearing the cheers. And that's what these guys live for. That's what it's ego.
That's their drug. That's their drug.
And little kids, can I get your autograph and stuff like that? I get what you're saying, and you're right.
By the way, can I tell my Isaiah Thomas story and Magic Johnson? Remember when they got in a fight in the championship, Pistons against Lakers? They pushed each other and all that stuff. Do you remember that?
Didn't they kiss each other or something like that? No.
Yeah. They made up. Guess where they made up? At the Tropicana. I walked into work and I see these guys in the rafters in the dark. I walk up, I go, fellas, great series. But yeah, of course I'm kissing your ass.
They tonguing each other?
I'll never kiss your ass, buddy. John Daly, where are you? Please come back. Daily Fish. Scene. Okay. But no, I took a picture with him. That was my first goofy Christmas card called Happy Holidays from the Three Amigos. So they were all. Remember the movie Three Amigos? Steve Martin.
Sure, Steve Martin, Martin Short. Who was the other guy? Who's the third amigo?
Yeah, who's that? Oh, Chevy Chase.
I heard he's an asshole.
Hello, are you there?
Is he an asshole?
Chevy Chase, you asshole. I'm sorry.
Is Chevy Chase an asshole?
No. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he's a very.
I heard he's a dick.
Horrible. Yeah. He left Saturday Night Live after the first season because he thought he was a movie star. He did, Vacation, all that stuff. But again, on the set today, he still works. Horrible. I had a friend on me screaming, yelling. Chevy, you're done. Put a fork in it. Move on, buddy. Start teaching at USC acting or UCLA.
Wow, don't do that. I don't get that.
Like you would teach how to be a bartender there. You ever think about teaching or no?
Not teach. I told you this. You'd be a great bartender. I'm serious because I always say this stuff. When people walked in and said, "Hey, Fish, I went to bartending school. I want to apply for a job."
Yeah.
And I said, any asshole could pour a drink. It's how you handle people that'll make you money.
Yes.
So how do you read a room?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you've told me stories about Chuck's Tavern, which happens to be the greatest sports bar in Las Vegas, hands down, except the bartender graveyard. Oh, that's you. Sorry.
But there's two other guys too, so don't.
Oh, they've been on the show. The girls.
We're not talking about you, Chris or Mike, because you're great. That other idiot Fish, I don't know about this. Gotta get rid of that dude.
Moron. He thinks he's a star behind the bar. Hey, that rhymes. No, you've told me stories about people who give you a tough time. I mean, you've told me, and you get right in their face, or they're too drunk. You cut them off, right? That's what the owners want. I would do it too.
It's what I want. It's what I want.
Yeah, what you want.
I have a conscience.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would do it too. I mean, because
No,
you know what I'm making?
I'm sorry.
Healthy oatmeal cookies I'm making. Right now I'm cooking right now.
You cook?
Not a lot. No. But I like it's a new hobby. My wife is a phenomenal cook. You're gonna find out next Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
My wife does the whole thing, but I'm two things I want to do. Two things I'm doing. I'm taking singing lessons.
What?
Because I've always wanted to be a crooner. I've always loved Sinatra, Dean Martin. I love that music. I love that genre. And I know how to cook. So I've been in the restaurant business for so long. Because you say Shucks is a sports bar. It's not. It's a restaurant that shows sports. But you're right. We have a lot of great. You've been in there a million times. But I love reading the ingredients and doing all that kind of stuff and see how it turns out. It's a lot. You don't cook?
What kind of cookies?
I'm baking healthy oatmeal cookies.
Oh, cool. Do I cook? Yeah, I cook by this. Yes, I'll have a double animal style. Yeah, animal fries and a large Coke.
So when Jerry and Sandy say, Brad, we want Chinese food tonight. You want to cook something up? Yeah. All right, Kung Chao. The Kung Chao chicken and spicy eggplant.
Twin Dragon. I like some Mushu chicken. You know what? Okay, that's for my parents. Now for me, I'll have the left side of the menu. Okay, I have the left side of the menu for me. Yeah, and do me a favor. I'm so tired. I can't get out of bed. Have it delivered.
You know what? You're so popular in restaurants that when they see their call forwarding, they already just put it in. Then they text you and say, "Brad, we saw that you called. We'll have it ready for you in half an hour." 47.82. We take Apple Pay.
So funny. I used to go to the Hometown Buffet. You know that place? It's in LA. I think it was all over the place. Just a buffet all day, 24/7. When they saw me walk in, because I used to have lunch and then turn around, get in my car, get out, and go back for dinner. They called the police on me. They cuffed me and they took me down to the precinct. What are you doing? You're putting these people out, and they went out of business. The one by the airport, I walked in. Well, I used to go with my grandma, Nanny, Helen Nanny Klein. She loved buffets because you didn't have to tip.
Don't tell me that. I fell in love with your grandmother, and you're telling a lifelong guy in the bartending business.
I'm telling you the truth, you asshole. Can I tell the truth?
You're telling the truth. But if your grandmother walked in my bar and she didn't tip, I wouldn't serve her.
Here's a funny story about Nanny. So I used to take her to Reuben's Prime Rib. There were a lot.
I remember that place.
Yeah,
I remember that place. Sure.
Yeah, do you know why I went to? There's two places she loved: Reuben's Prime Rib.
Andre's.
She loved Andre's Spaghetti across on 3rd Street. It's still there. Unbelievable Italian food. It's all cafeteria style. And I go, Nanny goes, "Don't you tip them? Don't you tip them?" I go, "Nanny, just go get us a table. You look," and she go, "Get me fresh spaghetti and hot sauce." You know, she called it sauce, spaghetti sauce. And she was so cute. I have her on film eating, and so great. So as she walked away, I slipped her 20 in the cup, right by the, and she never knew. I miss her every day. You know what? I have a movie that I want to write with my buddy Sean. Some loved one comes down for the weekend one last time. And you do everything with them one more, it's like your mom and your dad, one more time, and then you give them a kiss and you tell them, "Save me a seat. I'll see you in heaven." You know, something like that. You know, somebody don't you spiel my movie? Don't you?
You know what I would do when they come down the one last time?
Don't steal my.
I'm not stealing your thought. You're telling America and the world.
I don't give a fuck. I can't wait. I thank God number 90 is going to be my last time on Fat Fish. You're the boss. But of course, people tune in for me. This guy.
Yeah. We talked about narcissism. Yeah. Go to Brad's Facebook page. It puts 10,000 things he's done in his life. You know.
I'm going to tell you a story. Really funny, real story. The other night I was meeting my friend, my fraternity brother, Jerry. at Terra Sushi in Studio City. That's where we go. We sit at our table. We catch up. It's the great guy, best guy. So I had to stop and get some cash for the valet at a 7-Eleven. And there was a guy standing outside, and he looked like he hadn't eaten in 2 weeks. And it was so sad. I was just looking at him, and I said, I'm going to get an extra 20. Okay. I don't do this because I want something. I just do it because I have a huge heart and I care about people. So I go out, I go, here's a 20, my friend. God bless you. I hope things get better. I swear to God, he ran right into 7-Eleven to get food. And then I didn't ask for this. The next day, I got my residuals dropped in my bank account. That's how it works. Direct deposit. Unbelievable amount. I'm like, wow. When you do good, things come back to you, you know. You don't ask for it. I don't do it because of that. But can you imagine the next day, overnight, it got dropped into my bank account.
There's a difference between you and me. I do that once a week, but I don't talk about it.
Buddy, can I say something nice about my life? So maybe somebody will help somebody and pay for it.
You know what's nice about your life?
That's an asshole. I don't say, that's just one of many. I don't say anything.
You take care of your parents. That's the best thing we know.
I don't say
a word. I
don't bring a camera crew with me to see sick kids in a children's hospital and post it. Look at me. Look what I did. They do it quietly, like this fucking podcast. I don't tell anybody I'm on this. I let them find
I know.
you.
No one's watching.
Because of you, sir. Because of you, sir. Not because of you.
Hey, buddy. I have more worldly experiences than you do. I worked in the top nightclub in LA for 13 years. Okay.
Here we go.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. You wanted to do a documentary on the fucking place.
And I'm the greatest human being. I worked in a top nightclub for 14 years. I'm a complete a-hole. People don't know.
You called me an asshole. My wife's sitting there. You called me an asshole 8 times. She said.
Love you, Vicky.
Yeah. You're not invited to Thanksgiving now, okay?
Buddy,
stay home by yourself with your dog.
No.
Good luck.
I'm going to come the next day and when you're at work and hang out with the Max and Vicky and the family. I've already planned it for next year.
Well, guess what? If you're going to hang out with my wife the next day and I'm at work, learn how to do this.
You mean this?
Keep going. You got it, kid. You got it. Hey, we got 7 minutes, okay? Why? What the hell's wrong with the NBA? Why are the ratings so bad?
God.
You're my NBA guy. Why does it stink?
What is going on with this inner tournament? What is this bullshit? It's all about money again.
I'm asking you.
Yeah,
no, it's not working.
No, you start and you finish. And by the way, Golden State is in a little bit of a slump. They lost by 60 points, I think, to OKC or
60?
Yeah, no, 60 last
60?
night.
Gee, that's a high school game.
Yeah, no, it was at where was it at? I think it was at Atlanta or something. I mean, let me tell you something. On any given day, right? The movie, any given Sunday, a team can be beat. You know.
Yeah, I'm asking with the ratings. People aren't watching.
No, I don't, because there's too much. You know what I'm saying? There's too much basketball. People want to see a season, one to A to B to C to Z. They don't want to see all.
Can I ask you a question?
Side hustles. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some. I'm going to bullet point you some questions because you're going to answer because you know more about it.
Okay.
Charles Barkley just came up on TNT yesterday and said the NBA season should start on Christmas Day and go into the summer. He goes, I'm tired of our league competing with the NFL and college football. I totally agree.
Charles Barkley is fully transparent. I love the guy. When I saw him on 60 Minutes, it was last season or this season, they asked him, what's the story with you and Michael Jordan? He goes, and the camera comes in tight and goes, he has my number. That's life. You know, listen, Charles Barkley, he's had bumps in the road, gambling, all that stuff. But the bottom line, he's truthful. And he was truthful to Michael Jordan. You should not do this with the Wizards. You should do this with the, and that's what it's all about.
Let's I don't want to take you up, but let's get more back to the NBA now. Okay. I don't care about Michael Jordan. I want Charles Barkley said that.
Here we go.
What can we do? What can we do to get more viewership? This is the times now. I don't care about Charles. I do care about Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan because when they played, the game was better.
Right.
Right. Golden State should never lose a game by 60. I don't understand. Bronny's jersey is one of the number one selling jerseys. It's $50 million. Are we just so enamored with the flavor of the day? All I know is the NBA is a good product. People aren't watching.
Product. But
why aren't people watching? Is it too much? Is there too much out there?
You watch everything. I'll give you an analogy. You watch everything. You talk to me about stuff on Netflix, all this other stuff. I don't have time for that. Okay. The NBA needs to get back to the old country, the old thing. You know, some of these old players who work their asses off. If you have too much, it's not going to be good. And Charles Barkley's right. They compete with the NFL and Major League Baseball, all that stuff. I totally agree. So here's the thing. Mr. Silver, cut back on the games. Don't play so many games. No, I'm just being honest.
They got to pay the salaries.
Don't need this where they change the court colors, and all that crap. They just want to see great basketball.
Totally agree.
Golden State gets tired. Steph is 35 years old, man. I love Wiggins. Wiggy's the best. But you got to have backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, next man up. Yeah, that's what you got to have. Fresh legs. They get tired. They travel. They're on a schedule. They have practice, shoot-arounds. They have all, and then they got to play the game, right?
You made a great point. There's so much out there between when you and I grew up. There were 7 TV stations, and when HBO came around, we all started jerking each other off. Oh my God! There's movies. There's movies where they have sex and shit like that, and they say shit and fuck. Now I can't tell you how many streaming services there are. So you have that to compete with: the NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, kids on their phones. And
I remember I told you I'm doing that show called Take a Ride with Chunky Love. So I have a great guy from Vegas, John Orlando, and Travis Fleischer. He is my partners and my writing partner, Sean White. And the only thing, when we film it next year, the only thing that people want to see is 10 seconds. The kids today, they won't watch a half-hour show. They want to see beginning, middle, and end. That's all they want. And when you hit the middle, they're barely watching.
So Brad sends me a text the other day. It's a great text, and it's a TikTok of a guy during COVID. This Hispanic guy is drinking cranberry juice, and he listened to Stevie Nicks. He made $7 million. He goes, "How can we do that?" I go, "That's luck." But that's what it's out there right now. If we could put you on a fucking skateboard and drinking, malto meal, whatever the fuck it is, and singing Tony Orlando songs, we'll make $7 million.
Oh my God, buddy, let me tell you something. I would love to do that. And by the way, what do you think about this? Let's ask our audience. Tony Orlando for show 100. What do you think? Because he's been on twice.
My good buddy JT the Brick just had dinner with him. He goes, Tony Orlando? I just had dinner with him at Barry's Steakhouse here in Vegas with Fred Biletnikoff, Raider, and Orlando, because he's great. I go, I had him on my podcast twice. As a matter of fact, he's like a surrogate dad to Brad. He's a wonderful human being, his kid. He was I will get Tony Orlando on at any time, man.
Yeah. And by the way,
you say that, and
his son John Orlando is a chip off the old block.
Great guy. We had him on a podcast.
Buddies. Yeah, he doesn't.
And you know what's interesting about Tony Orlando? I listened to one of his songs at work today, Candido's. I love Candido's song. He's got a great voice, and that's why I'm taking singing lessons. I want to get up on stage with the microphone in a suit, and not original stuff, but learn how to sing and do singing.
Like a karaoke.
Yeah, no, I want to actually do a set at some bar. Frank Sinatra said, do the Capris. There's the Moon Out Tonight. Do the 5 Savages.
Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree.
That's not really crooning because that was great. Him and Orlando and Don.
You didn't agree with me, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I want to do what Perry Como did and Dean Martin.
Nicky, is he still talking? I'm sorry, what?
How many assholes?
Explain something to you.
How many assholes did I say?
I want to end on that note. You know why? Because I want to go to Linden. I got to go to Linden. Let's bring them home, baby. Number 90 in the books, baby. We'll see you for number 91.
You've been listening to the Fat Fish Podcast, heard on all your favorite platforms. Until next time.